Hey, we had some technical difficulties. Let me roll that intro while I'm waiting on Raw to get in here, man. Try to do I don't know what man. This joint been for tripping. They did the upgrade to my computer right before I got on, and now it's doing all it's freezing, all kind of stuff. But let me run this intro.
Young L on the beat.
Hey Rob, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We with the hot power outcome. Cognac. Raw, hey. Oh yeah, it's about to go down. Funky sounds brought to you by Young Gales on the beat. Do it all, baby. Hey, Robot, if you new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We had a couple of technical dip. They uploaded my computer or upgraded my computer right before I got on. Every time they do that, it always doing some funky stuff. Well, now I can't do the same stuff no more. But man, this is about to get good. We in here talking about high powered alchemists, man. Hey Rob, I got a couple questions to start off. This is what I want to ask you, man. I want to ask you because I was talking to you the other night about a base, building a base. Like when you start in your alchemy, you got to build a foundation and start to build a root or the base of your whatever you're doing, right? So I was studying Tahuti and his architecture. He always built based off of astrological signs. So what is the science behind? Do you got anything on there? What's your perspective on the science behind building with all this stuff? Like even DC is set up behind astrological or zodiac type alchemy. So what's your perspective on that part?
So what we're looking at is being able to harness that energy. When you align in certain structures made out of certain materials, um, then you could channel certain energy through the structure, right? So a lot of these things situated on what's called ley lines, energy transport networks within the earth itself.
Go ahead.
So by aligning it with a astrological formation on a ley line, you get to feed the energy or magnify the energy of the star you focusing into the ley line of the earth in order for you to harness some kind of, in this case, they working with spiritual energy using science and technology as the methodology of tapping into those forces.
Man, that's some good stuff. Hey, so Tahuti talks about in his 7 laws, they call them the Hermes, right? We know that's Tahuti, right? But they
Mhm.
talk about rhythm and timing. And I was saying that like people say if you do stuff on certain time and it'll work. Like certain people's stuff don't work because they don't do it at the right time. They always say this, right? So the rhythm and timing, does that play a part also when you start your alchemy and building your base and your whatever you're doing? Because you can build a base. It's like I say, you build a base with everything you do. Start out
It's
with.
like it's like learning double dutch for the girls,
Okay.
right? All they doing while they double dutching is they're ringing the bell,
Okay.
right? The bell is the uterus, and the energy that is ringing is telling the universe um, that they active,
Okay. Okay.
right? So it's harnessing energy. Anytime you're trying to get to uh, utilize the energy, if there's a rhythm in order for you to be able to smoothly flow through the energy field. So we're looking at the musical sequences of creation. The music is the melody, it's the harmony, it's the symphony, which is all of the spheres, which is your chakras playing together, the songs of creation, which is the most
Fire.
beautiful music you ever hear,
Fire.
right? And when these things be harnessed, you can use them. They call it getting in the zone these days, right?
All
So
right.
athletes train themselves how to get into the zone when they playing their sport,
Yeah, rhythm. That's right. Go
right?
ahead.
Because when you learn boxing, you learn to box to the rhythm, right? One of the
Yeah.
first things they teach you is how to bounce on the balls of your feet to catch the rhythm of the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you fight another person, what you don't realize is the two of y'all together became the fight up on the clash.
Okay.
Both of y'all together equals the fight. Y'all are the fight. And the conflict that's ensuing is the determining factor of what energy is going to override in the fight,
Okay. That's
right?
fire.
So it's done with the rhythm, right? If you in the music industry, we all know Johnny went down to Georgia. The devil went down to Georgia looking to steal a soul, right? And
Mm-hmm.
got his little Johnny to a guitar duel and lost his golden guitar,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he switched up the harmony and the melody and took control in a manner that the devil wasn't prepared for,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the fiddler on the rooftop called the children like the pipe piper,
Uh-huh.
right? So this is all metaphysical um, equations translated in children's stories about
Hey, this oh, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead. You ain't
paying
finished. Go
attention
ahead.
to the rhythm.
Like I would say, like cars, everything seem like everything got a timing on it. Like a timing belt for your car to run right, it's gotta be in rhythm. They call it a timing belt. And it's like your body is gotta have some kind of timing belt or some type of mechanism. They gotta keep it in rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Something that keeps it in rhythm. So how do we keep our body in rhythm with the because you say we're going into the the two shoe man Tef nut resonance.
The shoot
Uh
technique.
yeah, shoe Tef nut. So like how do we stay in rhythm? I know everything is speeding up right now. It seems like everything is fast. Everything is fast.
So
So
right
go
now,
ahead.
energy wise, even though it don't seem like it's the smartest thing to do, but it's the most powerful, is to get as many women celebratorily dancing around fresh water as possible.
Mm,
Because now you're bringing in the most joyous energies back into the earth. And they had the control to do it. All they have to do is know what to do.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's fire, man. Like so like oh yeah, that's the next thing. All right. So okay, we on the land because people asked about the conjure. I got all the questions in my head. They asked about the conjure wars. All right, so people don't know how important symbols are. like, so these high power alchemists, we're gonna get into talking about Simeon Toco and all that. But I'm talking about the high power alchemy that's been going on the land. People don't know how much work and how much, like, in the logos and symbols of these different restaurants and all that, like especially the major corporational ones, they designed by high power alchemists, and it's designed to stimulate certain parts of the brain. Um, could you break some of that down, like how the symbols and stuff, like the McDonald's symbol, April 13, it's just like all kind of alchemical symbols going on. How is important is that?
Those symbols play right into your subconscious mind.
Wow.
You
Go ahead.
don't know what the symbol means, but it has an effect because your subconscious mind knows what the symbol means. Because we've been using them for thousands of years, they already part of our hardwired programming,
Wow.
right? So by them knowing how to use the symbol without telling us what it is, they can use the symbol to influence our behavior. They can't make us do nothing with the symbol, but they can influence us. The McDonald's M stands for mama. We
Go
all
ahead.
have the McDonald's now, right? So we see Ronald McDonald is the clown. That's Boaz. That's the pillar of Boaz. That's the mother line, Red House. The
Go ahead.
red and the yellow is psychologically developed to make people move at a fast pace through the facility to facilitate a higher restaurant turnover on a fast
Wow.
food customer basis. So you see all of the fast food restaurants use those bright colors, specifically the red and the yellow, because
Hmm.
those are the colors that make us move through a situation. And they want us to move through the restaurant, right? So subconsciously, they didn't ask us nicely to move through the restaurant. We came in and now we in a hurry to go because we much obliged to get out of your establishment, master.
Wow. This is it. You going in. Go ahead. You want me to go to the next question? All right, look. So yeah, so they got like raising Cain. They got all these different, they use symmetrical things. Like you would say, think raising Cain. When you see that restaurant, see the symbol and everything, you be like, damn, is that connected with raising Cain? Like the nigga that killed his brother, it's just that they
And
using all
well,
this
not
alchemy.
only
Go ahead.
that, Cain, when they say raising Cain,
Okay.
in our culture, raising Cain comes from raising sugar cane, but it carries with it what we call a manifold abundance of meanings based off the colloquial language and how we use it.
Okay.
Right? Raising Cain can be the same as tearing shit up.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Right? Raising Cain can also mean farming very well.
Right.
Right?
Go ahead.
Raising Cain can also mean that you tacky and you into some shit you shouldn't be into.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Raising Cain also mean you did that so goddamn good. I can't believe you was raising Cain like that.
Go ahead.
So when we know that it have multiple meanings, now we look for the tribal source so that we'll know how to properly apply it to what's going on in the public. Subconsciously, we know to do it. Consciously, we don't remember because they told us not to remember in school.
Yeah. Go ahead. Hey, so yeah, so in the book he talks about corresponding angles. No, as it is above, so is it below. Um, so what's your perspective on that about using the corresponding angles to maneuver your way through as an alchemist to maneuver your way through situations or whatever?
So this is what Freeman Hill was teaching in metaphysics,
Hmm.
right? Because when you understand how to navigate the stars, then you know how to read the movement of peoples on the ground based
Hmm.
on the movement of the energy through the stars, right? So
Hmm.
you have to understand what's called key metaphysical concepts, and they all relate to the subject matter that you ascribe to the stars to resolve for you to tell you the answer from the universe.
Hmm.
So the universe is all mind. It's the smartest motherfucker ever been smart.
Mm-hmm.
right? But we don't know how to ask the universe for the answer to the solutions to the problems. So the shamans and the priests, they've been training in secret on how to access the universe and ask for the solution to our day-to-day issues.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first and foremost, we are neglecting the matter in the day-to-day that life's supposed to go through hard phases and easy phases.
Mm-hmm.
When you're going through a hard phase, you ain't supposed to like it. You're supposed to endure it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also supposed to wait and look for your opportunity to level up to the next level based off the lessons that you learned. The hard part is the test. The reason
Mm-hmm.
that it's hard is because all of the parts of the test that you learned was scattered over the training period before the test. So now it's crunched, condensed like soup,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? You start off with a watery soup, you let it simmer long enough, and you got a creamy gravy soup,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So what's what you're doing? Then when you get to the test part, the taste test, this is the hard part. Can you impress? Can you endure through the struggle? Because when you do, now you can start getting stronger to overcome another obstacle next time. And the more obstacles you overcome, you self graduate to the next level of life.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Hey, this what I want to ask you too, Rod. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so like I know people they study alchemy and they say, well, alchemy is, doing, transferring metals or mixing chemicals or whatever, but they don't know the I guess they would call it is it the speculative side of alchemy where you looking at you mirror work. Uh I don't know if that'd be
So
speculative side.
basic alchemy is chemistry.
Okay.
All right. Advanced alchemy is using the principles of chemistry to move the four elements or five elements:
Mhm.
fire, earth, air, water, and the ether,
Mhm.
right? So, what you're doing as an alchemist, you learn the basis of as a chemist.
Okay.
All right. When you apply it using something called principles of high magic or ceremonial magic.
Mhm.
This why they congregate us in the church to borrow our willpower so that they can do the will of their God.
Mm.
They borrowing your willpower. You they God that they borrowing the willpower from because you not experienced enough in your particular learning of yourself where you can use your willpower for yourself and they
Mhm.
can't use it activating the law of use, which is our chemical principle. The law
Mhm.
is a universal law. If it's not being used, you can use it until the owner comes back. Then the user must surrender it back to its original owner. Simple as that.
Mhm. That's good stuff, man. Go ahead. You okay? Go ahead. Like I was gonna say, like they talk about that in the Injil where it says that they gave their power over to the beast. These gods. If Jesus said that we were God, just talk of a religion. If Jesus said that they were gods, and then in the Revelations he come back to say that they gave their power over to somebody or this beast,
Yeah.
then that stands the reason that, like you said, we giving our power, our willpower over to somebody.
Right. So they
Yeah.
told us that when we say Amin in Islam, Amin in the church, and
Uh-huh.
Amin in Hebrew, that we saying so be it or so we decree. That's not what that means.
Facts. Go ahead.
Right? That's the Amen. That's telling your higher God self you don't want to use your higher God sense. You want to remain Amun, an unknown manifest God
Fire.
pretending to be a human. You've been putting yourself in what's called a binding spell in church every Sunday without knowing that's what you're doing.
Wow, go ahead.
And the mosque and the synagogue. They was created for that purpose.
Steal your godship and put God outside of you. That's
Right.
fire.
So we don't like to look at it like the God shit. People got that shit so overly inflated with artificial substance. They God is a wimp.
Go ahead.
What is their God doing for them? Who and what is God? Where this motherfucker at? He ain't from here. He's an alien. Right?
That's
Why you
right.
God an alien? Because the God in your book said that he came and hovered over the face of the deep from somewhere else. So that means that he ain't from here because he had to come from somewhere else to create here.
Go
So
ahead.
your God don't belong here. You're an alien.
Go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
don't send his alien ass back to his alien domain, and we're gonna get back to being the earthborn children of the earth, righteous souls of the universe
That's
that
right.
all people want to emulate throughout the known creations beyond this world.
That's right. That's right.
Educated, intelligent, but we'll beat your motherfucking ass.
Hey, this is another thing I want to ask you. Now, a noble Juari, I know he's a known guy for doing this. He the one that I took after. So every time I take a picture, every single picture that Noble Drew Ali took, he was doing some kind of high power alchemy symbol or symbolism. I mean, he was heavy. He had to do like we showed you with the dude had his hands in his pocket. All the pictures that we showed, in the tapes that we put out. So, what's your take on that type of alchemy that Noble Drew Ali was using to send a hidden messages?
He wasn't
Okay.
using that wasn't alchemy.
Okay, go ahead.
He was using tribal sign language.
Okay, go ahead.
The tribal sign language, the modern sign language, what they call the English sign language, that came from Native American hand talkers.
Okay.
Right. Just like you got wind talkers, you got hand talkers. They use their hands to tell a story. And then you have readers, hand readers, the ones who read the stories that the grids tell with their hands. They might be saying one thing out their mouth, but the hand gestures is moving you
Yeah,
somewhere else.
yeah, especially down south, they talk with their hands down here.
Right. Because they're
Mm-hmm.
telling you two things simultaneously. They're telling you intellectually and verbally what they're saying out of their mouth,
Mm-hmm.
but they're also subconsciously delivering you a message from your subconscious mind to the person you're talking to using the hand gestures to relay a message beyond your sight to your subconscious mind.
That's
This is
fire.
all our culture that they deprived us from learning. So we can all know that this is all us communicating throughout this struggle together on different levels of communication. And that's
That's
why I have
fire.
learned so many different subjects, because everything that's been used to tear our people down, I have to know enough about it to break that shit down, explain it, tell you who brought it here, why they brought it, what was they going to do with it, why they want you to believe this, what they want you into it for, why they trying to mislead you this way when you should be looking that way. I got to figure all that out before I even present myself to the people. And this the hand talking that he's doing is telling us key messages that's going to be required for us to reclaim the government.
Mm.
Now remember, he giving us hand signs, he's giving us imagery, right, with the
Mm-hmm.
signs and symbols, and then he's
Mm-hmm.
giving us the written word in the circle 7.
That's
It's
right.
not
Go ahead.
about where it came from, it's about what he did with it to pass messages to the future, because it's encoded with alchemical seals. That circle 7 on the cover of the Quran is a seal. It's a sacred seal that can only be broken by number 7. And I am
Go
number
ahead.
7.
Go ahead.
If you look, you can see that Clarence used that same symbol too,
Yep.
right? He
That's
also used
5%. Mm-hmm.
symbol 13 for the Queen Mother's seal,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all of these things is code talking, hand talking, talking with signs and symbols, and talking through the written word into the future so one of the chiefs can put the puzzle together to get the people free. It was a long drawn out effort, and um, a lot of parts to the mechanism was hostile to other parts, but we had to be because everybody ain't supposed to get along. Right? But it's supposed to be one of us that'll go into everybody camp, be welcome, get the information and keep it moving, and never be seen coming in to get the information, but everybody's seen them getting the information in their face behind their back, like they did us.
Yeah. Hey, that's good stuff. Another thing, man. Shout out RIP to Dick Gregory. Shout out Blacker, man, for the super chat. What I was gonna say, okay, Dick Gregory, and to they talk about this in the laws of Hermes about polarity. And Dick Gregory said that you should sleep till you with your head facing north because of how your polarity is set up on your body. So what's your perspective on that, on the negative and positive polarities, or north, south pole, whatever?
Right, because that's right in the Emerald Tablets.
Okay. Yeah. I think I read that in the Emma Tablets too.
That's to
What Dick Gregory said.
to the north in order to extend the longevity of your life. You are aligning yourself with the natural frequency while you resting. Then your body's not in a sleep state fighting against the magnetic current by sleeping cross current.
Man, that's some good shit. Go ahead. You got what you got on that, man?
Like if you go to Google right now and you pull up a magnet, you'll see the lines of magnetism. It'll show you the flow of the lines.
Mm-hmm.
If you pull up a magnetic Earth grid, it'll show you that the flow of the energy out of north to south is the same as the flow of the magnet top and bottom.
That's right.
So when you sleeping with the current, your auric field, which is an electromagnetic field, is sleeping with the current. There's no resistance there. Where there's no resistance, there's no loss of spiritual energy. In this case,
that's fire. I actually went and got a damn compass and set my shit up so I can sleep to the north. When I did more research on it, and I remember reading that in the Emerald Tablets from Tahuti, and I heard Dick Gregory pointed out too. So that's go ahead.
20-something years.
Yeah, man. I've been getting more. It's like I get more time or more sleep to the north than when I sleep to any other direction.
But sometimes I sleep cross current, cross the bed the sideways, because I want the current to move different.
Okay.
Because it's like a controlled training to make the current able to be read from another angle.
Okay. That's fire.
Right. So when I need to gather some information that the normal grid is not giving me, I could sleep cross current. Right. And then the dream would tell me something different than what I would have if I'd have been sleeping with the current.
And that's good. That's good stuff. All right. So I got another question. Then we're gonna take questions from the audience too. All right. What do you got on Simeon Toco? Because I know this dude when I was in Dallas. Go ahead.
Information is limited.
Okay.
Right. They didn't never want us to know that he ever existed.
Okay.
But he wasn't the only one of them. Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
If you go pull up Patrice Lumumba, I wanted to see his picture.
All right.
This is a unique case. Patrice Lumumba became the first elected official of tribal descent in the African Republic of the Congo. You there, Elder? You like you froze up.
All right. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo, shit.
Froze up.
So they doing that. Yeah, they doing that. I know they man, that's what I'm talking about, man. How they be rigging this shit? Patrice. Hold on, I'm gonna switch it back. Hey, spell that guy first name.
Patrice, Patrice. His last name is Lumumba, Lumumba.
And froze. My screen still froze. No, here you go. The dude with I got him. I'm gonna save the picture so I can slide it to this thing because I see what it's gonna do now. I always find my way around everything. It's more than one way to skin a cat, like my granddaddy said. Here we go. I know I got that picture somewhere.
You remember they buried Sai Baba for 3 days.
Yeah. Go ahead. Can you hold on? Can you see the screen?
Yep, there you go. You got it up.
Uh, uh I thought I had saved the picture. This the dude right here though.
Yeah.
Can you see him?
Energy that this man right here projected
Hold on.
had the government of the Belgium so in fear that he would call the troops to oust the imposters from the land that they murdered him, buried him, and they got scared that he was gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
So they went and dug him back up,
Damn.
chopped his body up into pieces like they did Osiris, and they put him in vats of acid to dissolve him to make sure that he couldn't come back and call the troops to war. This man right here, Patrice Lumumba, killed by the Congolese government infiltrating the African Republic of the Congo. Right? So it's only 3 permanent cases of somebody being so in fear that they chop you up, as Nat Turner, Patrice Lumumba, and Osiris. They were scared to death. Now, the Nat Turner story originated from a novel. A lot of people think that it originated from a history book, but it originated from a novel.
Okay.
And it was a story that was based on the rebellions of Denmark Vesey and Gabriel Prosser, respectively.
Okay.
Right? So they used the story to enforce the slave narrative to show that, look, the slaves was rebellious. They tried to get free, and this is what we do to rebellious slaves. That's the purpose of that Turner story.
So would you say that's a form of alchemy, mentally, psychology, like do psychology on us?
It's indoctrination. This is indoctrination. So we talking about psychiatry, psychology, and sociology in the mind sciences.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Now, I put a post up with a bunch of clips of elders talking on Facebook when we went before our last chat. And one of them was Dr. Clark talking about the academic plot that was hatched in the Middle Ages. This takes us back to Notre Dame University and the layover between the slave ship that they tell us in Notre Dame's cathedral, right, where they hatched the plot as an academic tool of deception and warfare.
Go ahead.
So they want us racist. They want us hating people because of their skin color. Hate people that's gonna come help us. But when we look at the stories, whether it's Nat Turner, a fictional story that's been passed off as history, whether it's Denmark Vesey, whether it's Gabriel Prosser, whether it's Toussaint in the Haitian Revolution, wherever we was at, it was somebody that looked at like us that was using all of their resources to stop us from winning the wars that we were in. We never knew we was infiltrated, so Elijah needed to teach it, Garvey needed to teach it, Noble Drew Ali needed to teach it, Clarence needed to teach it, Hulan Mitchell, Yahweh Ben Yahweh needed to teach it, because we needed to see that if you put the puzzle together, these organizations cannot be infiltrated by pale face.
Right.
They look like
Go ahead.
So when they set those organizations up for us to do business of ourselves, for ourselves, and to uplift our communities, we was always infiltrated by somebody that looked like us. This gave me the clue that told me it was imposters on the land, because every time we stage a return pattern to reclaim what's ours, somebody look like us is the one that's the turncoat that's bringing us back down.
Right.
So now
grabbing the bear
clearly, and nobody can tell me blame it on Whitey. The white man ain't white. They've been infiltrating us and keeping us from winning this war because they are aware of the fact we're in a conjure war, and if they can disassociate us from our land rights, then they can disassociate our inheritance to the land and prove we imbeciles and law unworthy to handle our own affairs in our own estates. But because one of us figured it out, and I go on a mission to tell all of the collective clans, I don't give a fuck about the slander, the backbiting, the undercutting, the undermining. I'm still gonna stand on the truth and tell it from the mountaintop.
That's right.
People gonna become aware of the value of the truth from telling them. As time roll on, they become more and more aware. And the more they become aware, the more dangerous we are to this system. The system is gonna fall. We just have to be instrumental in the caving in of the old system and prepare to return back to our old matriarchal order. That's the way it is. It's not personal to nobody. It's not to tear nobody down or undercut nobody. It's just us doing what we have to do as a people that's in the best interest of the most people, whether they of us or not, they own our land. And as caretakers of the land, we also responsible to make sure that everybody on the land can live a decent and good life as long as they don't interfere with the others living a decent and good life. Under the artificial contracts in the time of war, they was able to use those things as tools of oppression to separate us and keep us from ever joining forces to overthrow the conjure. That's what they feared. So now,
hey, the dirt. Oh, go ahead. I'll go ask another question.
So now
go ahead.
We won, they lost. They got to suck it up just like we did when we had to suffer with them. The good had to suffer with the bad for all of us to be free.
Now I noticed these because they during the Spanish Inquisition they formulated different words. I noticed the word magic, right? And they had these group of beings back in the day during the time of the BCs, ADs, beginning they called the Magi, right? And like the Magi priests. So people think that wizards and witches is not like it's like it's shunned by religious, but but religion talks about these very people or wizards, like Jesus, all of them are wizards.
Listen,
If you read the Bible, go ahead.
while they tearing down witches, warlocks, and wizards, all of their prophets is witches, warlocks, and wizards.
That's right.
But the problem is when the church told them that these was representatives of the true and living God, they didn't see them no longer as witches, warlocks, and sorcerers. They then seen them as some shit called prophets
and priests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all of them got to go through the priesthood, and going through the priesthood, they have to learn the truth. And it's up to them. Pull up Chuck Missler on YouTube.
Chuck Missler. I got you.
This dude right here, Missler.
Hold on.
But this dude, when he be going through, he opened with the script, with the Nicene Creed. In the name of the Lord, Savior Jesus Christ, yada, yada, yada. But then when he get into his teachings, he tell you the truth about what they made up in the Bible. He flat out be like, that's a contrivance. A contrivance mean they made that shit up. Wow. He sit there and tell you, and then he closed back with the script. You know why he do that? Because as long as he open and close with the script, he's authorized to tell you the truth in the middle. He can tell you the truth in the middle if he about what's right.
Hold on. I don't want to get copyrighted on this dude, but I show people on the internet.
I just want
to see. Y'all see the screen?
So you can go look him up.
All right, here we go. Right here. Is it right?
Yeah. So he's what you call.
We got. This go right here. This dude right here.
Yeah, that's him. So when y'all look him up and y'all listen to what he's saying, every time you hear him say that's a contrivance, he's telling you that somebody made it up and inserted it, and it wasn't supposed to be there. Now he's a Christian, but he tell you the truth, and he used the vehicle of the church to repass the truth cross like a Trojan horse. But are you wise enough to catch what he's telling you? Because he's telling you who's making it up. He's telling you when it's made up. Before this period of time, this wasn't in there. It's a contrivance. They made it up, right? because he's doing a detailed historical investigation into biblical events. He starts seeing what all what we see that word right there, iniquity, and also the inequity in the teaching, right? So if you're a Christian and you want to get to what's made up in the church, this is the man to find out, because he a Christian and he telling you where they lied to you at, in their face, straight up. In their face, straight up. Not behind their back. He flat out telling you they made it up. It's a contrivance.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
Hey, so who else? Hey, go ahead.
A lot of these preachers don't tell you the truth because they scared they're gonna run you off. But he can tell it to you because his ministry has been so founded that he can go through there and show you where all the lies at without losing his following. He can tell the truth. Remember, Noble Drew Ali said, "Gonna make the Europeans tell you the truth."
Right,
this is how they do it. They use the vehicles that was given to us for our destruction, and they tell you the truth using the same vehicle. Right? So I had this beautiful conversation with Chief Warhorse today.
Oh yeah, go in on that.
Made my heart happy. Made my heart happy, and my heart don't get happy much. And I had a beautiful conversation with the sister Phoenix Moon, which also made my heart happy.
Go ahead.
And y'all, she gave me a page, and she wants y'all to study the videos on her page.
Hey, send me the link, and I'm gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the descriptions, and I'm gonna put it in the pin it in the comments so they can go right to it as soon as they click on the thing.
I can put it in the comments, can't I?
Oh yeah. You can, and then I put it when you send it to me in the text. I'm gonna put it in the descriptions and the comments.
Okay, so
hey y'all, we got 1,000 people. Hit that like.
The way she's doing things, right? So everybody, when y'all go over there, please show the sister the proper respect as an elder. And if y'all need to get in touch with her, please go through Phoenix Moon or Ishmael Bay, because they handling that part of her business for her. She's doing the Cooking with the Chief podcast. I'm in the process of posting this link to her page that she wants y'all to go on. When you go on this page, go to the archives and look for the videos that she did. And she said, y'all see, she's going over the information that we need as the collective cleanse about what was being done. She got her information there. So first I gotta go.
I woke up, went straight to her page. Oh yeah. Hey, look, I'm telling you, man. Look, Chief Warhorse already put in the work already.
Yeah.
About the 1992 thing. Go ahead.
When we first moved that energy, right, trying to get to understand who she is as one of the chiefs and the work that she's doing, it's the first look. They don't know who we are from Iraq and Iraq.
Okay.
So they supposed to be defensive of the chief. If they're not defensive of the chief, they up to something.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So they showed the proper defenses for the chief, and then they gave the proper protocol to approach the chief without being disrespectful, without being
that's rude, good.
Right? So we had a blast of a conversation today. I can feel all of this stuff coming to the forefront of us restoring everything back to us.
Let's get it.
So
I'm ready to chop heads. I'm just sitting back ready to say, let's get them. We chopping heads. We already got them. We already got them already. We got like 700 tapes out. Well, we got them already in every tape, man. If you've been with us for a while, your head already cracked open and scrambled like an egg already. You know what I'm saying? We've been cracking heads and twisted caps for quite some time now. I'm telling you. Yeah,
Now,
but we end up shout out Chief Black Four Feathers for getting raw the information on Chief so we could get in touch with Chief. So yeah, brother Love, uh hooking that up, man. Says, yeah, we've been cracking heads. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We got 1,000 people up in this joint, man. You
it's,
know what I'm
it's
saying?
not coming up right now. I don't know what it is.
Shout out Blacker again. Shout out Blacker. Blacker than black. Shout out Blacker than black.
Okay,
Black.
so I'm
Super
gonna
black.
get the information to the web page she on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did,
Send it to me and I'll get it on there.
yeah. Then later on you can add it because I can't get to it right now, so I'm gonna have to have her resend it to me.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
when we
Oh, he
go
says
to
right here.
yeah. So, but Phoenix Moon got all the information to find the information that Chief Warhorse been rolling out. They got some videos of Chief Warhorse on the Phoenix Moon channel,
Uh-huh.
right? So when y'all understand the work that she been doing, then y'all know why I said listen to her. Because when these big mamas start talking and start, we as the youth, even as I am an elder, I'm still not her elder. She's still my elder,
Uh-huh.
right? So we sit there and we get the information so that we can use it to liberate our people with the truth and overcome the obstacle of these misleading narratives they gave us into thinking that we was Hebrews and Muslims and Christians, and that stuff didn't have anything to do with us, but they used it as tools to subjugate us. Once we realize that, we all right.
They cast the spells on us, man, with all this shit, man. They cast the spells. Got us waiting on somebody to help us when we gotta help ourselves. All them religions make you wait on some God when
Yeah,
you can help yourself.
great procrastinator,
Yeah.
right? So they had God got you praying and begging for some shit that don't never happen. That just is irrational. When you can get up and start working day by day, step by step, before you know it, you're at the door of your dreams,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's a process of building the self to be ready to receive what the universe got for you. Once you realize your spiritual rank, then you can get your spiritual reward on earth. You ain't gotta die. You just got to remember who you is. All your stuff, all of who you are comes with a package that you are not aware of. But now you about to be aware of the package because the bag about to chase some of y'all down and y'all not going to have to taste the bag.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, if you got any questions for Rod, drop them in the chat. Oh, that's another question I want to ask you, Rod. Uh, okay, so like, because to me, it's a lot. My definition of alchemy, I guess, is different from yours. Mine is real broad on what alchemy is. You know, what I'm saying, because some things you say that are alchemy, I think that those things, some of them things, could be alchemy.
With
Especially.
alchemy is a bigger science that incorporates a lot of little smaller sciences as the training
Uh huh.
parts for you to become an alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I brought up chemistry, chemistry
Mm-hmm.
is to teach you how chemicals interact so that when you become an alchemist, you know how the elements interact. You know what
Uh huh.
response to get. Then you can
Uh huh.
translate that into when this element is seen in the human form, it's presented in this fashion, a phenotype,
Uh huh.
right? In order to determine the source of this phenotype, I had to look at the genotype, the genetics, right?
Okay.
But all of these are training parts to becoming the great alchemist, right? The one
Uh
that can
huh.
balance the forces of the universe.
Uh huh.
But before you can balance the forces of the universe, you have to balance the forces in the self.
Uh huh.
As above, so below, as within, so without.
Uh huh. Hey, like I say, okay, like for example, or what I'm saying about my definition of an alchemist. Like I consider like Bernie Mac, like the comedians. I consider them high power alchemists. why I say that is because the brain has certain chemicals in it called hormones, and when somebody tell a good joke, right, they activate certain hormones in your brain to stimulate you. So that's dealing with chemicals. And when somebody macking to a chick, if you can mac to a chick right and release dopamine, even smoking weed is alchemy, kind of because it's changing the chemical structure and you releasing certain chemicals in your brain like dopamine. So
Mm.
to me, when alchemists like a comedian is an alchemist, like I say, they tell you a joke, boom, you laugh. Laughing, like Tahuti said, Tahuti say laughing is good for the soul. It's the best thing to do to be able to laugh, especially if you scared and anything like that. You can laugh your shit out, but that's dealing with they are. I said the reason why I say they're alchemists is because when they talking and tell you this joke, like I say, it release that dopamine, certain chemicals in the brain to make you laugh, to make you do
Yeah, but
all it.
that's that's not the true definition of an alchemist, but that
Mhm.
is a master of a specific craft. The
Yeah, it's
craft,
an art form.
right? The royal family had ascribed the craft of comedy to the family known as the jesters.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
The jesters come in modern circuses as the clowns,
Uh-huh. Yep.
right? And the clowns are the ones that come to entertain using their body in all distorted forms in order to show you the extremes of the human body. And then they turn out to have a sideshow,
Mhm.
right? With
Uh-huh.
human oddities to show you the abnormalities that's in the human genome,
Uh-huh.
right? These all come from a specific responsibility of a particular family.
Uh-huh.
The family is recognized when you say jester, first thing somebody think of is a character that look like the Joker.
Yeah, with the funny hat and shit, funny shoes.
Right, but the jester is actually the comedic family line of the royal family, and they use comedy to tell the king secrets in the open without nobody know what he's talking about, but
Mhm.
jokester and the one who read the joke.
Go ahead.
That's what they call the boule, because the
Okay.
boule code flip back to the chief or the king
Uh-huh.
um, in the French culture in order for the king to know what's going on the land. So he sent him a message as a poem, as a song, and then he put it on the drum. When they put it on the drum, it's coming into our culture.
Mhm.
The drum is the heartbeat and the center around which we develop ourselves.
Mhm.
Because everything comes and proceeds forth from the first heartbeat of life, right?
Yeah, some
And when
deep
the
shit.
first
Go ahead.
heart break beat, the brain beats right along with it on one chain, a single connection. And then as we develop, the connection is broke, and we spend all our life trying to find out how to reconnect the heart and the mind so that we can become a greater being within the self.
Yeah, I think Tahuti talk about that in the Emerald Tablets. Hey, another thing too, because we talked about rhythm, right? And you alignment. Like your body can be aligned. Like I feel like when I used to play football, I got hit on my right side, and then like I ain't been right ever since. Like my arm or something's out of whack or something, right? I went to a chiropractor, but they like the one I went to was whack, but uh, but how important is like you say rhythm, alignment, timing? Like I say, we had probably talked about this a little, but I want to go into more in depth on because you got to do shit at the right time in order for it to hit, man. Because like I say, I noticed Tahuti, he always did everything at a certain time, like specifically dealing with like astronomy. Really, all of his moves were based on okay, this is gonna happen then when that sun when like they talking about okay, this is what I want to ask you really. Okay, they talk about my wife keep on begging me to ask you this question, and every time get on, I forget. So now that I just thought about it, let me ask you. She said about the 2024 eclipse. What is your take on that? And like, is it some kind of natural disasters could happen during this time, or is it just a sign and a god, or what is these people going in on the 2024 eclipse? It's gonna cross. across the United States. You got anything on that?
When the last time we had an eclipse,
I think it was like 2000 and it was just recently, like a couple years ago. We had a big one where it went across. It was like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Somebody could drop it in the chat if they remember. I can't remember. Was it 2017 or something like that?
So
Look it up. Yeah,
the shit, I forgot where I'm about to go.
about the eclipse.
Oh yeah, eclipse is a common occurrence. Rarely do
Okay.
the eclipse cause a major effect. It's normally a minor
Uh-huh.
effect, right? Some people's energy will feel blocked, others will be liberated, right?
Okay.
But anytime you see an eclipse, it's not really nothing to panic about because it's such a common phenomenon. Most of us wouldn't even know that eclipses was taking place if we wasn't watching the idiot
Facts.
box.
Facts. Facts. Go ahead. Crack 'em.
So the energy that the eclipse produce, yes, it's going to change the energy to some degree, but it's only going to be short lived and it's going to be small energy changes. Now, but you got to always remember when energy begins to move, the butterfly effect is always at work.
Mm-hmm.
And the butterfly effect, when it reaches critical mass, becomes the Mandela effect and changes the reality instantly. And
Go
because
ahead.
it happened so subtly, we think that it was just a storm erupted. A
Mm.
hurricane just came. There's more to it than that. These is the answers to butterfly effects somewhere else. Small things lead to big things on a large scale. You drop the pebble in the lake, and it's gonna leave a big ass ring over time if you let that pebble hit that with enough force.
Hey, it's good. It's good that you say that because I know the moon is dealing with the magnetic gravity of the planet. Now, so does that when that sun goes in front of the moon like that or whatever? Does that affect the magnetic gravity of the planet like during that time?
It's
So it
slightly
causes
opposite.
okay.
It's slightly opposite, but it's so common that it's so all barely noticeable to us on the planet, other than somebody telling us we have an eclipse.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right.
But
Yeah,
those who are
right.
into the sciences can use it to read information on the eclipse because of certain types of effects happen to the energy. Like uh, my girl Phoenix, she can read Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, yeah. Phoenix, shout out Phoenix Rising.
Right. She can read the eclipse and tell you which energy based on where the star alignments are. She know how the energy from the eclipse will affect us.
Okay.
I haven't studied any other particular eclipse to determine how they're going to directly
Yeah,
affect us with
yeah.
other planetary positions. But I do know that most of the time eclipses occur, the energy change is so subtle, 99.5% of the people barely perceive the change.
That's right. That's right. Hey, so let me ask you this, okay? Alright. So, there's alchemists, wizards, witches, warlocks, or whatever you want to call them, right? They gonna be taking like saying that okay, this is a sign from God. Because I was watching this movie with Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger earlier called End Days, and the dude at the beginning he walked to the window, he see like this, I guess a comet over the sun. He said, "Oh, that's the eye." He look in this scroll. Oh, that's the eye of God, a sign from God. Because you got to keep in mind these suckers all steal their stuff from Tahuti. If you go like all the stuff they got, I'm gonna be breaking this down probably on the. I got some tapes coming out there. I'm gonna be breaking all this down in detail, but they steal all their stuff from Tahuti, and then so they doing base everything they got, even they Bible, even they information, they base everything off astronomy. Just like the ancient Egyptians doing, the Mayans, everybody they base they whole story is based off astronomy
So
with the
look,
12. Yeah.
if you had a list of 10 lottery numbers and which day they Powerballs they gonna come out,
Okay.
right? Would you play 'em? Knowing you gonna hit if you play
Hell
'em.
yeah, I'm gonna play him if I know I'm gonna hit. But that'll be
So this is what they doing in their exploitation. They know they're gonna be recover substance from harnessing our energy. We just don't know we surrendering it in order to stop them. That's where we at, right? They got the cheat codes and they using them on us, and they laughing at us while they using the cheat codes because they winning all of this appearance,
yeah, that's
all of
right,
this,
bro.
right? But what they didn't realize is that we had cameras, and if you get caught cheating, it's punishable by death.
Go ahead.
So now they got an answer to the traitorism that they was involved in, and they can receive any punishment up to death. Roll out the guillotines, let the heads roll.
Now that's another thing. Why you speak about guillotines? Now we've been seeing a lot of stuff on Walmart's closing down. It's a lot of corporations, big major. My wife's job is closing down. My mama's job is closing down. Like they both getting laid off in June. Like so, like I'm seeing a lot of big major corporations shutting down. I'm seeing a lot of Walmart shutting down and turning into some kind of camp. Some dude see he walked up and he there was this diesel truck, like this trailer parked out there, and he opened it up and they had a whole bunch of robots in it, like the iRobot type shit. So I'm trying to figure out like what you think on that, man. Like on all these major corporations in the United States shutting down.
You remember this, Elder? What I'm about to tell you, we done all heard it before,
Yeah,
and it's the realest shit I ever spoke. Ain't
yeah.
nothing new under the sun.
Go ahead. I'm with you on that. I was thinking that
They
earlier.
did all this already.
Mm-hmm.
The whole spying on the individual, all that ain't no new shit,
Uh-huh.
right? But now where we going, people have to be responsible to take control of their lives so that they don't have to rely on outsiders dictating them how they're supposed to live in prosperity.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hey, like, I ain't gonna hold you long tonight because I know you but I hey, if y'all got some questions in the chat, drop them, man. Drop them for Rod. But he going in, man. He didn't gave me some good stuff.
You
All
know,
right, so
they tried to kill Putin with a drone strike today.
man, go in on it. I ain't heard about that.
Yeah, so they
America was in on it, allegedly, or somebody else.
said it was the European Union, but they saying that what's the
Czechoslovakia.
Ukraine. They saying they blaming it on Ukraine. Ukraine denying it.
Okay.
But all of that, when you look at it, you got to see it. You got to see it.
Yeah.
The drone strike don't look like no airplane. Trust me. Go pull it up.
Well, hold up, man. Let me see what you're talking about.
Drone strike in Moscow on YouTube.
Hold up, I got you. Oh yeah, I ain't heard about that. That's big news right there. That's major.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull it. See, can I get it to pull up?
The article said kamikaze. They were using the drones of the kamikaze.
Drone didn't crash.
They shot it down.
It looked like a laser hit that motherfucker.
So was he in a car?
No, they shot the Kremlin, the building in Russia.
Oh yeah, I got it right here. They got it right here. Hold up, let me see. Can I switch it over?
Now, for the people who don't know, only people who's been successfully using drone strikes and political assassination has been the state of Israel. Yesterday, the Israeli flag was swarmed and eaten up at an embassy by a flock of crows. Just giving y'all the intel.
It ain't gonna play the sound because
speed it up to the drone strike.
Can't keep. Okay.
You see it? Watch when they come in. Does that look like an airplane to you?
Nah, man, it's like some kind of.
Did you see it
Hold on,
right?
they finna play it.
It looks like
There you
no
go, right
airplane.
here.
Whatever it is, don't look like no airplane. See it?
It's coming in on the left right there.
Yeah. It don't look like no airplane though. It don't look like no airplane drone.
It's going fast.
Nah, it look like some kind of damn guided missile or some shit. It
looks
look like it ain't even do no damage or nothing though. It look like it was some kind of firecracker or something. I'm telling you that shit ain't do nothing.
it looked like it came from
That's all publicity. I think this publicity, bro. I think this
There you
publicity
go,
shit,
Eddie.
man.
You want it. You seeing it
Like
for
this a
what
hit
it is.
is they after me. Somebody trying to they dig it, trying to make it look like man. This all I don't believe this.
So that's what you call.
The building
Remember
ain't even
the,
harmed.
remember the other day we was talking about the changing in the life cycle of a war?
Uh-huh.
That's what you're looking at. The whole dynamic shifts off this event. And the war takes on another phase, a different level of combat. But it ain't no war, it's a simulation of war. But they run in the script as if it's really a war going on.
Man,
Grand
somebody threw
deception.
that shit from a little tower right across the street. Yeah, that's like her air. That's one of them like them paper planes with a firecracker on it. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. That shit didn't even blow up that good. Like it didn't even it didn't even burn the flag or nothing on this thing, man. Come on, man.
But it don't look
Whoever
like.
that's mom and pop.
I'm just
Yeah, that's
saying it's
mom and pop, man.
an
Them niggas
airplane. One is too small to be a regular airplane. For a drone strike,
exactly all drones.
it would be the right size, but it's the wrong shape.
Yeah, you're right. And then at the way it's coming, kamikaze and all this shit. They sure didn't put enough firepower on that shit to do nothing. So to me,
Now
it
remember,
sounds like a publicity
that's
stunt.
the drone supposed to be striking the Kremlin. The explosion's supposed to be coming from the
shit.
drone hitting the Kremlin.
never hit it. And they shot
Oh
it.
yeah, well they ain't do a good job on that.
In the article it said it intercepted. So they
Oh,
said
Ryan said that they said they intercepted.
it's the article.
They shot it
said
before. Look, it's some niggas walking right here on the top as that shit hit it. Look at it. It's some niggas right here walking right here. Look, right here.
Mm-hmm.
They was attacking the bunker.
It's some people walking up there while that's happening.
The Kremlin intercepted before he
You see
got
that?
to no one heard of nothing.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, I read
What the
that.
heck is they walking up there while this happening?
Well, we see what's going. We see something going on, so we gotta, whatever it is, we gotta read the escalation of war protocols. Because if you don't understand how war
that
works,
looks funny.
it has no significance to what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to me, bro, that looks like some distraction stuff right there. They trying to say, oh yeah, Putin just got. They might have well said, Putin, we got Putin on tape digging in his ass. They would have been better than that. They would have been a better attack than that. We got Putin on tape. He digging in his ass. Then he smelt his fingers. We got that on tape, man. You got something like that, that'll go platinum. That shit they just played, that wasn't about nothing, man. That's for somebody. You saw the two dudes walking up there in the uniform. They probably that was control. Whatever that was control. Niggas knew that was gonna happen. That was control operation. Straight up. That was control. Yeah, they should have gave some. They should have came harder than that. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Putin digging his nose and eat a booger. That shit would have been more. That would have been a better attack. You know what I'm saying? That shit, that firecracker, little firecracker shit. That looked like that shit that when Eddie Murphy said, not Eddie Murphy, it was Arsenio Hall, where he told him, don't shoot that little shit, no goddamn more. Though that little gun though kept quick down to where he went come up. Because every time they would do right, he would do that pow, pow. So quick didn't have a time to come up and shoot. But as soon as he stopped shooting that gun, that's when Quick was able to come up and pop their ass. Because it would have been right, pow, pow. They keep them down, then pow, pow. But they stopped the pow, pow, which is the rest period. The rest is rhythm. It was all timing. See, Quick killed their ass because of timing, man. He timed their ass. When he found out that dude wasn't doing that pow, pow,
Hey,
that's where
that's
he came up.
what E40 and Be Legit was singing about.
Go ahead.
Timing. Y'all niggas don't know nothing about no timing.
Yeah, go ahead. I like E40 water, boy. That boy be kicking some game and all his
Yeah,
shit.
he a chief connector behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Use music to cover him connecting the chief so that we can get our shit back.
Mm-hmm.
It's good shit. Same with RZA. Raekwon the chef is the chief.
Hey, like I said, we got some we gotta take your questions, man. We ain't gonna hold you long tonight, Rod, because we got about 15 minutes, man. At 10 o'clock. About 15 minutes. If you got any questions, it says ask Chief to restate. Oh, damn, it just moved all the way up. I just seen the damn question. It just moved all the way. Oh shit, where did this go? Damn, I just was reading the question. Okay, it says damn, he must have deleted it or something because it was up there and then it just disappeared. Okay, there he goes. It says damn. That's the question. It says okay, what was the organic American punishment for the rape of the mothers?
Under us, that was death.
Okay.
Rape was punished was death. And you're not allowed to rape no woman. If you get caught committing a rape and you really raping her, you losing your head. There's not even a negotiation to that. Wow. If you get caught raping a woman, taking sex by force, in our original culture, we beheaded you on the spot. Your family did it because they don't want the disgrace on the family.
I just seen that dude question, man. I was reading. It says X Rob to re. Damn, it just disappeared. Okay, here you go, right here. Ask Chief to restate the significance of the crow appearing.
The crows is bringing the message from the underworld, from the dark side, and they attacked the Jewish flag at some embassy somewhere, and that was telling us about nature is about to change the power dynamic. It's nature talking to us.
Somebody said, ask Rod, did the dirty Moors force the Dogons out of Egypt?
No.
Nope.
The Dogons, the ones that settled Egypt, that was the kingdom of Tahotep that was represented by the god Ta, which was the Twahites or Pygmies or Signs. And they were those short rulers with the Napoleon complex that came to power in Egypt and learned how to negotiate peace with hostile forces. And they recruited the larger guys, the Watusi, the Zulu, the Dinka, the Masai Mara. Those were the protectorate clans across the continent. But when they concentrated to create a working civilization in Kemet, those became the warrior class, right, in Egypt. So this is why when Namner came to restore the kingdoms, he brought back those tribes from the south, which is the Kenyan people and the what we call today Ethiopian and the Sudanese peoples that backed his military. They was the big clans, the heavy lifters. Right. So those people didn't run the Dogon out. The Dogon left when their clan had their opportunity to rule in Hollywood, basically, because that's all that is over there is Hollywood. The real juice is the Americas.
Hey,
We the real
what?
salt to the earth,
That's right.
right? And it was through us that the salt of the earth beautified the earth with arts and entertainment around the world. We
Facts.
are the originators, Mississippi Delta Blues, Country
Facts.
Bluegrass, that old rapping and tapping. You know, everybody got their rap, their definition, their rhythmic description of their savoir faire, their soise. Who are you and where you from? Tell me about you in the song. It's all blues. It's Blue House, Fatherland. Pass that message up to Mississippi. When you get to the top, split it up on the Y in the city of the shot, and then you can tell the motherland how the fatherland got tricked. They all got infiltrated. And now we getting it all back.
That's right. Hey, somebody said what up with Chief Warhorse, but he already broke down the what he already connected with Chief Warhorse.
Chief Warhorse, that's my girl.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody anybody say something bad about Chief Warhorse can get the business from me.
Yeah, like I said,
flying fuck.
That's like my family side, my mom and them side, like going with Chief Warhorse and them, the
And I was
Choctaw.
telling her where my people was from. I got people all the shit. I told her my big mama from where she from.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I bet you she Choctaw.
Chicago. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was something. Well, I'll talk about that later. I'll talk to you personally about that dude. But it's right here, like 10 months old. He was talking about, oh, Raw's not from Chicago. I say, well, what does that matter?
Excuse me 1 minute, Elder. When y'all be asking me what a tribe is, look that shit up. Look up Cherokee. Find out the etymology. You're going to find out Cherokee a made-up tribe. You don't need me to do that. I keep going over that same question. I don't have to answer no more. Look the tribes up if you want to know what they mean. Find out the etymology of the word. Is it a French word? Before the French came over here, we was already here. So that means that before that word was a true designation of a tribe, it wasn't French. So if it's a French word, it's a made-up clan. They made that shit up. If it's a Spanish word, it's a made-up clan. They made that shit up. If it's in some fucked up language you can't understand, that's probably our shit.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
But when you tracing it back and it say French origin, Dutch origin, Portuguese origin, English origin, Spanish origin, Italian origin, French origin, that's not our shit.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
For any of them motherfuckers knew their asshole from their appetite, we was already here.
Go ahead. Thousands of years.
It's over with for them. They didn't let me talk to who I needed to talk to on the land in order to tell y'all in the public domain this shit is over for real.
Yeah, when you talk about Chief Warhorse, you talking about the one that went and really got the deal done with these people, like really handling the business.
She's been fighting the fight. She's been on the front lines her whole life.
Yeah, you're right.
She's soldier and she ain't gonna fold up. So what we got now, remember, my only job was when I discovered discovery is to expose the clans to it so they can know how to move with the information. When I see somebody doing the work, has done the work, I'm supposed to tell the people where they're at so they can go study the works that they did for themselves. Right? So that was my original cause for sending people. When she first came back from seclusion, she opened back up a show called Cooking with the Chief. And I was so excited that she came back out to the public. I wanted people that watch me to go listen to her and show their support and tell her Ryan Hayes sent y'all to show y'all support for Chief Warhorse. Right? And through this interaction, it snowballed and it started going awry.
Yeah.
Because people was misunderstanding shit, taking shit out of context. But what we do as the chiefs on the land is you can't tell me how to feel or think about somebody until I had a conversation with them. And if you right, I'll acknowledge you right. And if you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you your ass wrong. That's in our culture and it's embedded in our DNA, right? So that's why I enjoyed talking to Phoenix Moon so much earlier, and talking to Chief made my heart for happy, my heart smiling inside,
Good stuff.
right? For the whole world to cry and happy cry, like a baby say. Let the inner child come out and feel liberated and free. This is it. We on the road we really down the road of redemption. We about to kick the doors in. We just letting our AI run these last few dollars out.
It's game over, man. It's already happened. Like I say, it's like a band-aid being ripped off though. So like people not gonna be able to get with all of the stuff that's about to be taken away from us. Like as far as the stuff that it's gonna be mostly stuff with that we don't need.
Really,
Stuff that's been bad for us.
I think
Fast food.
it's gonna look, from what I'm looking at, I feel like it's gonna look like this.
Okay.
Everything gonna freeze for a period of time, maybe a couple days or a week or so.
Yeah.
And then the new system gonna come online. And when the new system come online, it's gonna start searching for ways to compensate people for their distress of not being able to utilize their finances. Because it's all gonna be predicated upon the collapse of the money.
Yep. Go ahead.
The collapse of the money is gonna bring the whole machine down for final. You can't, and it won't get up from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And they have no more source of income. So they use the program and artificial intelligence to balance the money until it can't do nothing but run out. It want to hold this narrative as long as possible, so the people will never know that the government is being rescinded back to the tribal nations that was already here, in order to start cleaning up these rivers and lakes. Because that's what Big Mama says we
That's
need to.
facts.
We got to start dredging lakes and rivers and reprocessing this toxic waste off the land to a place where it's of nine effect to the people and the minimum effect to the planet, right? So we got to clean up. We got to start back planting trees. We're going to have annual tree planting parties where we
Facts.
invite all of the chaperones of the orphans, because it's going to be a lot of orphans in a minute. You got to remember, they pulling orphans from tunnels. They don't got no parents.
That's right. Oh, I forgot about that, Rod. Go ahead.
They pulling babies out of incubators. They don't got no parents. They living on army bases. Most of them, it's the biggest orphanage bases in Texas. That's where Nana was at. She was
Wow.
stationed in Texas, taking care of the babies, while we start making these moves to restore the land. She was healing them using her resonant mitochondria. The frequency alone would heal the wounds to the babies. It'll restore them like a regenerator, just being in her presence. But she had to hold them, and she had to tell them how to heal again, because they don't remember, because it was traumatized out of
Uh-huh.
them.
Man, but we about to get up out of here, man. Well, we'll take one more question since we got about 2 minutes. It says, uh, let's see. Well, I'd rather work. Where is our Nana now? He said, where is our Nana now? We'll take that to be the last one. What you got on
No,
that, bro?
so the elders, her and Inky, both on World right now, and Inky set up camp on one of them Air Force bases in Florida. Nana set up camp at the orphanage in Texas, but she had to move around to other orphanages, and she can be anywhere where a large number of children are being brought in from these catastrophic events, in these cleaning out of these tunnels. You got a lot of children under there that they was still in,
Wow.
and there's no way you're gonna find their parents if they even still living, because sometimes they kill the parents when they take the child.
Some of them kids from third world countries, and they parents just gave them up anyway for money
Yeah,
or whatever.
because they
Yeah,
start.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know that's
Yeah,
bad when you gotta choose between keeping your child and eating tonight.
yeah, that's
That's a horrible situation to be in. The misery is so deep. You'd rather give your child up than have them suffer the suffering that you particularly suffer.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So everybody said we on time with this one, Raw. We about to get ready to get up out of here because we didn't want to hold them long tonight. We got them for an hour, what about an hour 30. Uh we gonna come back, man, because we gonna come up with another show because I want to go in more on what's happening now on the land, and hopefully Chief Warhorse will get comfortable where she can come on with
She said she's
Raw.
not gonna do lives right now because she got to get her cooking with the Chief channel function,
Going, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay,
and she
yeah,
got
we
a
can help
lot.
up.
She got a lot of stuff in her regular day to day where she can't always. So she do her cooking with the Chief in
Yeah,
a way where she can release 2 hour segments, but she be done had a marathon recording session.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I have a feeling one day y'all
But
gonna wait.
we got this from here.
Oh, it's
Ain't
a
nothing,
wrap, man. It's game over for real now. It's a
ain't
wrap.
nothing, ain't nothing but love to the people.
Yeah, we like I said, we got love for the chief. We got nothing but love for the chief.
Elders,
Hey, we
protect your women and children.
back. Yeah, we about to get up
Right
out of
in
here.
the community as a man's supposed to be.
Back. Big Mama's babies, nigga, we back. I'm telling you. Hey, Islam, Shalom Aleichem, Hotep, Assalamu Alaikum, peace. Ashug, divine love throughout the boundless universe to all. Wadu.
Why
All right.